Yeah, but it's such a nice map now, dude. Have you tried out, like, I mean, have you had a chance to really go over it? Because it really seems interesting now that all these changes that have happened. VP certainly haven't wasted any time on the map. They've clearly put in the work on it. It's actually kind of growing on me, you know, this ugly child. Maybe I got a haircut or something, Anders, because all of a sudden, you know, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll give you a hug. Oh, okay.
Poof, that's madness. He just tried to outrun Starix down outside of the B bomb site, but he's caught his attention, and while Starix is moving up, everyone else is moving towards the A bomb site, where Guardian and Edward and also Seized is actually in this bomb site, just ready and waiting, so they got 3 people stacked up on this A bomb site similar. That could be really painful for Property if this is where they want to go, and it feels like they is. They've got Sender moving up very close to the SWAT cars all the way on the left-hand side, while Seized is down to just 19 health. They're going to pop the grenades and try and push in. Here's Sender, opening up with a little bit of aggression, looking for a headshot on Edward if he can, but Edward's kind of trapped in a weird spot. Look at that. Can't really find the right angle. He's going to end up going down. Guardian in the back lines takes a shot on Snyder. Will drop him another headshot. No, it's going to be Berg taking him down, and now it's a 3v3.
Yeah, but Zeus from Bank, and look at this. Zenda just gets completely exposed. Twist is now the last man alive, and he's behind back out. He's actually going to make the run for it. He is going to be able to get over here to B site if he wanted to. But he's laying a trap for Starix, and he might get punished. He gets dropped down to 4 HP, and I just don't think he's going to have time to be able to get on this site now to get the plant. Zeus could cut him off.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Zeus with a triple kill that round. 2 of them of the A-bomb site. The last one on Twist, obviously, here, trying to catch him. I see what Twist was trying to do. Real shame that didn't work. It actually looked like, I think Starix was trying to chase him. It looked like he was just about to jump down in his face, and then he changed his mind and went for a slow peek instead. So good starting round for NaVi, getting that pistol, but only just barely. And I think part of it had to do with Sender getting all the way around the SWAT car here and actually looking into the site before anyone really noticed he was there. And that left, was it Edward? I think Edward was covering by the container. He was sort of, he had no angle really to peek at. He was sort of just trapped behind there.
Yeah, I mean, it's real ugly now because you kind of do have to just hide behind the flat of the box now, right? But you still feel so exposed. You take one step to the right, you're exposed to long, one step to the left, and you've got 3 guys, if all of them are gathered up there, right? You got 3 guys just waiting to jump on you. So that position, which used to be so very strong, is now really kind of awkward, although you still do have, I mean, he did have help. I mean, there are 3 guys up here on this A site pretty quickly once the gun started going off. I mean, you had a guy rotate in from the main entrance from Stairwell, right? And then you also had a man holding on the site itself behind the guy at the giant truck. So, I mean, there was still pretty stiff defense. It's just if it weren't for Zeus. I think Zeus is pretty much the hero of the round there for NaVi. The fact that he gets 2 kills from Bank just changes everything.
Yeah, that made it possible. I think you're right. Maybe we could have seen like a one-sided round from Property if that hadn't happened. Now, Property's response without the bomb plant is going for a bunch of Tech 9s, including even a Molotov on Berg. By the way, that is Berg. It's just that his ESEA name is a little bit different. So, well, a lot different actually. But yeah, that's it. They're gonna go for an all-out buy round here, just using whatever they can, and should be interesting.
No surprise there. And, oh. No, we are good.
Yeah,
some
we've got
Bulba threw me for a loop there.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it was either. I was like, what? Who is that? Okay. No, but, I mean, really, I don't even want to count Property out of it quite yet. Yes, NaVi are going to be able to go up to full rifles. I'm surprised that Guardian is actually spending the money on a FAMAS right now and not just trying to skimp a little bit, maybe go for like a 5.7 or a CZ to get to that AWP faster, right? Everybody on NaVi is spending full money right here, but Property are going for 4 Tech 9s and a P250, so they're going to have some firepower as well. That run and gun, they could just look to go for a straight rush somewhere on the map.
Yeah, actually, that's something we saw at the offline qualifier as well, is that a lot of the AWPers actually do buy rifles in the follow-up rounds. I think it's because the Tech 9 is just so good that if you get caught with USPS and armor in your hand, you know, it could end horribly wrong. Zeus makes the jump over and actually does spot a couple of people down there as well, so that's a pretty good little spot from there. Good grenade onto Porf, and mostly Sender taking 30 damage from that one. Looked like Porf should have been toast as well. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, all of a sudden, he's got thick skin, Anders. He's great at taking criticism, too, as well as shrapnel.
Good qualities, I'd say, in the Counter-Strike environment.
Yeah, oh, this is going to be very clever, though. There's the smoke to block off the main entrance for Edward. Now, all of a sudden, it is going to be that rush straight out onto the B site, run and gun with the Tech 9, and they're looking for it, but so far, it's a great hold coming in from NaVi.
Yeah, it is. Berg, last man standing, and only really for a second. They get 2 kills in, and I don't think that's enough for the investment that they just put. They needed 2 kills in a bomb plant would have been great, or a 3rd kill like that. I think NaVi are going to be fine with that situation. So they even steal 2 Tech 9s, and are they not? You know, they're not going to buy anything aside from them, and that's actually a very reasonable idea. That means it's almost like a win for NaVi just having the Tech 9s.
It is. Well, they think, okay, you know, worse we're going to have to deal with now. Those guys didn't get nearly enough kills. One of them, like, they needed to get a little bit more, right? So you have Twist going up for a P250, but the rest of them have got Glocks. So your Tech 9, you're going to do just fine. If they try and rush you somewhere, you're going to have a billion bullets. It's not going to be a problem at all. So NaVi have got to be feeling pretty good about the start here. Property are now the ones who are going to be looking towards that 4th round buy and just crossing their fingers, hoping they're going to be able to get something done.
Property are moving up on the A-bomb site, or towards the A-bomb site. Schneider's down towards B, just trying to see if he can maybe catch someone rotating in. Could be Starix, but look at Seized here, picking up 3 great kills all the way over on long to take down Berg, Twist, and Sender. Porf taking a fight with the Glock, and down at the other side, Schneider actually trying to do some damage, not going to be successful. Porf, the only one with a kill at the end, taking out Edward, and Seized with a quad. He's going to conclude the 3rd round, put us into a 4th one. And now Property can finally put together a buy, but you know what? AWP's in play yet, Semler. It's all just rifles.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by this. Guardian, there we go. As I call him out, Anders, he drops the 4750, and he's going to be able to pick up that sniper rifle. Nobody on Property, though, and that's really just because they didn't have the money for it. So they decided to go for full rifles. Instead, they have good nade count on their side, so they're going to have some options going into this one. Now, however, it's all about whether Guardian can actually open up this map with this AWP.
And look at where he is. This is such a cool position. We've seen it before, I think, once or twice. Edward's covering him as well. So he's just looking up at Birthday, down from the connector. And as long as Edward is alive, this is a perfectly reasonable idea. Zeus goes down. I think that was through the wooden wall over here at the B bomb site. Very interesting. Guardian sniping down. Edward's going to take down Schneider. That does leave Starix alone on the B bomb site. If they were quick and they realized, which they can't really know, but if they were, Edward would be in a bit of a, or Starix would be in a bit of a weird position. Twist walking up here. Starix taking a fight and winning it. Goes for a 2nd one, but Sender's going to drop him. Looking good for Property right now.
It is. They've got that man advantage and they're onto the site. The reload, though, couldn't be at a worse time, but it looks like NaVi deciding not to run through that smoke. They had no idea how close they were to be able to just getting a free kill there on Berg. So that's unfortunate for NaVi, and it's actually going to, I mean, NaVi at this point, with that smoke down, they realize they just don't want to risk the guns. Guardian has still got his AWP, and the Seized still got full gear. No reason for them to throw it away, it seems, and NaVi are going to play it safe from here on out. But that's pretty much it. Zeus and Starix, and you're right, I'm actually surprised that they didn't try and speed up a little bit faster onto Starix, realizing, you know, that Zeus was probably the only guy there along with him. But they had no way of knowing, because of course you can still put 3 guys on B early, right? So
yeah, I think
they get 1 kill, they may think that there's another 2 there.
Yeah, I think that actually is down to the timing, because I think if it was later in the round and they get that opening kill on Zeus, they just think, great, you know, whoever was there earlier on, one of them is probably already rotated back to A, so let's just go. But that's a powerful kill. NaVi deciding the follow-up to that round is buying another AWP. That was the problem, apparently. It's going to be on Starix, and since he's running this way, I kind of have to follow him just to see if he's going to try and take the shot here. But nobody ever will. Still only me, Samler.
Someday, dude. Someday.
Yeah.
They'll get it right.
Trust me, I've spent all weekend telling everyone to do it. So
oh, I'm sure, dude.
We'll see it. We'll see it eventually. Over on
so
long.
How much did you pay Shoxy?
I think Shox hasn't actually seen it yet, but maybe he will. Oh, Starix goes down. That's another opening into B. And Guardian missed the chance to kill someone over at long, so that's a little bit unfortunate here for NaVi. Whereas Team Property, I'd say they're showing really good promise right now. They just keep this up, they're going to have a really good first half. Zeus jumping and missing the shot, and that basically leaves Edward alone in B. And how on earth is he going to cover this?
Godlike spray is the answer. And there it is, the first headshot, but that's all he's going to get. Zenda does his job, gets the re. And Guardian, however, on Sniper, not smoked off entirely, it seems. He did find an angle through, but that smoke on the B site, it's pretty much going to, well, mean that the bomb plant is going to happen for Property. And in the 2-on-2 now, this gets really difficult for NaVi, actually, because Twist isn't in a half-bad spot to actually hold this site. They do have a bit of a crossfire going here.
Oh, Guardian running down really aggressive. He goes down to Twist. Huge kill there. If he dies, all of a sudden Schneider is in a very weird position. I think C's got to kill through the wood panels once again, but it's up to him to try and do this 1-on-2. And if they don't peek him, I'm not sure he can. Twist. Did he just run and land 2 straight headshots on C's? That's an absolutely...
With the Glock.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's Glock power right there. That doesn't happen that often. 3-2. 6th round coming up. Great start for Property.
Yeah, they're looking solid, aren't they, right now? They're looking confident. It's NaVi. Unfortunately, relying on Starix with the AWP that time just didn't get the job done. And so, I was talking about there being pressure on Starix. I mean, this whole crisis, you know, the last news that we got from NaVi, right? The fact that there's a crisis and Starix is going to be under close scrutiny. Wondering if that sort of thing is going to affect him. Great flash, however, seized. How does Schneider not get that kill? Or both of them?
That is the dumbest thing I've seen in a very long time. I don't know if we can blame Schneider, but first of all, Guardian took about an hour to get the jump up on the ledge, so he could have been killed just by being too slow, essentially. When he finally got there, he picked up the kill, but then they sort of weirdly ran back and jumbled up on each other, and then, I don't know, Schneider was shooting at Guardian. Guardian almost dies, but then Cease gets unflashed, and that was so weird. That was so weird. Oh, what a funny situation. Porf, all alone here, gonna go down to Starix. Guardian ends up with a triple kill and a 7-2 scoreline on his part. And NaVi, this is critical. Right at the brink of having to eco, they actually managed to bring their way back into the game here.
And they are actually forcing eco out of Property. So this is going to be them able to get a little bit of breathing room, and they decide to go back to the double AWP. So not having too much luck with it the first time around, it looks like Starix this time around, he's going to have a second shot at it. So let's see exactly where he goes, because Guardian is going to go up to top mid with Seized, so that's expected out of him. It seems like he wants to play very aggressively with his AWP, and Starix is just going to use his to hold along, or the main entrance into B. But once again, Guardian gets the entry frag, and Zenda will be the first man out.
Yeah, and Guardian not afraid to challenge the Tech-9 even that close. Just he knows they're going to be running up like that. He heard them, and then still just kind of goes for it, which is a little bit scary. Edward is here with Seized, both of them covering the restrooms, and should be pretty powerful. Yeah, good headshot from Edward, obviously. Seized going to take one. He does go down, but he spots the bomb as well, so now the game is kind of up for Property.
Yeah, and you already have Edward here to cover it. Look at that. Just perfect rotation in. Guardian has found the one man, Berg. And then Edward, he hears the steps as well. He hears Poff coming, so he isn't even really taken off guard by that little peek there by Poff at the end. It's just get the job done. Very clean work. And NaVi keeping 4 guys alive. That's all that really matters, because now you look at the bank, Starix, he only drops 200 to get an extra flash. He's sitting on 6,000. It's starting to get fairly comfortable on Navi's side. They have enough of a buffer now where they could afford to give up a round, and it's not going to be the end of the world as far as the money is concerned.
Right, and on the other side, Properties picked up an AWP on Schneider, which I think is interesting. That wasn't his usual role back in Fnatic, and I don't think in any of the other teams he's played in it's been like his main thing, but I'm always happy to give people a chance of doing it. Starix going to go down, and that was Schneider with the opening, and they're going to speed up behind it. Let's see if Schneider can do a little bit more here. He's scoped up, and he's got his teammates rushing into the bomb site. Edward still alive. Schneider going to miss the one shot here, and almost catches Edward jumping. A little bit scary. Grenade won't be taking him down. Schneider misses the shot, and he's going to have to land one soon, because backup is coming as well. That's Guardian and Edward now on the bomb site.
And Edward is still alive here. Great flashes, though, by Schneider, making it very difficult here for Edward to hold the angle. That smoke just completely ineffective, however, and Edward and Guardian picking up 2 kills. Now it's down to Schneider. They had the man advantage, and just like that, Schneider with 15 HP is the last man alive, and he gets picked off by Guardian, just not able to go toe-to-toe with Guardian in the end with his AWP. But I'd really like the aggression out of Property, though. They get that early kill on Starix, and that time around, they were just like, okay, go for it, right? It's just that one smoke, I guess, falling through the wooden boards, falling through the floor, because did you see that, Enders? It looked like it dropped through the floor somehow, because it just wasn't blocking off Edward at all.
Now, there's some weird moments right there. I think the critical part as well was Schneider missing his 3rd shot on Edward. Definitely made for a very awkward situation, and then he also missed a shot on Guardian at the end, so just maybe a little bit of nerves coming into it, because obviously he gave them the opening that for Property. Now they're rushing into the site without really anything, and the consequences, man, pretty bad for Property. 7-2 starting off here. I would say this is actually now starting to get a little bit creepy for Property, because like I said previously on this new iteration of the map with this new long area, we've seen some pretty great executes from Terra's sides to get into A, so I kind of want to see Property try and do that. Maybe they should go fast towards A or something, just try and see if they can catch NaVi off guard here.
I mean, Guardian, I mean, they still persist in going aggressive. All 3 members for A right now, straight up mid. 2 of them going into connector. And this is the strat that they actually used earlier on in the half. They're going for it once again. Guardian is holding the angle, however, but that smoke makes it so that it's more difficult for Property to actually get a punish on him. They have no idea that he's lurking back there.
What is going on? Schneider almost got killed in the beginning by that AWP on Guardian, but then he just ran through him in the smoke, almost ignoring him. This is the weirdest Counter-Strike. Guardian will finally take down Schneider through the top of the smoke. Edward gonna drop Sender, and now things are gonna be looking really tough for Property. They're 2 men down, and they're stuck in this really weird position. This setup from NaVi and Connector, I'm loving it more and more. Edward, though, looking the wrong way. Guardian walking away from Twist, doesn't want to fight him.
That's actually a great surprise there. But, oh man, dropped by Twist. But as I'm saying that, Seized is going to pick off Poff. So they had a way back into the game there. But now a 2-man advantage for NaVi makes this very difficult here for Property. They're going to have to go for a split, it seems. Berg going into the main entrance, Twist up on short. If Twist could create an opportunity here with that AWP, he gets the kill on Zeus, but it's too late. And he walks right into Starks, who was waiting holding the main entrance there. That's just Property. That's from like a very awkward start in Connector, and it never really stopped getting awkward. I mean, they had Twist with the element of surprise, but they weren't able to play off of that. Just NaVi never losing their cool.
No, they really weren't, and I don't know how teams will deal with what NaVi are throwing up here, because this smoke right here, and then the constant presence close to the mid connector means the terrorists, they don't have much of a way of executing from the sewer area, because they're going to be there's always going to be like a couple of people right behind them. So they need to find a way to clear that out. Maybe they need to sort of sandwich them in from upper as well, but that's what Guardian is holding, so it all gets really weird. Berg going to go down, and of course it's pistols once again here for the Swedish team Property. Sue's putting a little bit of some shots through onto Pov, but otherwise it's business as usual for NaVi, and I don't know. I think now 9 rounds in the current game might be enough to have a pretty good half here on CT side, sorry.
Yeah, I would agree, actually. I mean, it seems like NaVi, when it comes down to it right now, they're landing the shots. Even more than the tactics, any kind of ideas that Property are bringing to the table here. When it comes down to it, just brute force is what's getting the job done here for NaVi. Now that they've managed to figure themselves out after a bit of a bumpy start there. 9 rounds on the board. They should be able... I mean, there's still enough time here now for them to actually force Property onto another eco and, say, pick up a 10th if they wanted to. 10th, 11th, I mean, it's not out of the question to get an 11-4 finish here for NaVi, so all of the pressure now is on the Swedes. All of the pressure in this round right here, because they aren't going to get any easy rounds left. They aren't going to get any more easy rounds in this half, pretty much. NaVi have too much bank, so it's just going to be a long grind here for Property. How many rounds can they get when NaVi are able to buy nearly every one of them?
I'm impressed by Guardian making this jump nearly every time. It's actually not as easy as it seems. I've tried it myself. Seized here, going to pick off one, and wanted to swap out. Now Guardian scopes down Sender, goes for another one. He actually hits Twist as well. Oh, that's so sick. He hit him right through the wall. Grenade follow-up to bring Twist down to 20 health. Guardian is on point today, you can tell, and anytime that happens, there's no stopping him. That's our 3rd kill coming up now, and Twist will be the last guy left, and Guardian even saw him earlier, so this is nearly impossible here. Twist may be good, but not going to be good enough to 1-on-4 it, I think. He's
made a start of it. Starks is already flanking him, however. And Starks has started walking, so he spots out Guardian. Now Starks in a bit of an awkward position as he continue to go for the flank. Well, this makes all the difference, the fact that Zeus has found the bomb. But Twist is going to walk right onto him and get that kill. 40 seconds. This is a lifetime, and does he realize he's getting flanked? Starks steps, and Twist cannot react in time. He was expecting somebody coming in through the main, through mid. Starks just hitting that angle just right at the end.
Oh my, that was actually really close. Imagine if Twist had heard those steps just a second earlier and he actually got to pre-aim that corner. They nearly lost a 1-on-4. That's a little bit scary. Shows you why peeking one at a time and being aggressive and greedy can really backfire. But NaVi are going to make it out regardless. That's going to be 10-2. It's an 8-round lead currently for the NaVi lineup, and this time they're not holding aggressively, so they like that setup down in connector, but they don't do it every time. Sometimes they try and switch it up a little bit. And what is... Cease doesn't have an up. He's just spotting over at long. Guardian and Starix with a kill each to open it. This is not what Property needed.
No, this is a catastrophe. And again, they haven't really made any headway NaVi, I'm really loving this this change in the pace. You know, aggressive play in connector, aggressive play in mid, just holding these angles, making it very difficult for Property to predict the setup. Right now, this is a nightmare for Property because they have to spend so much time trying to clear out the map before they can even get set up and start thinking about getting onto a bomb site. So Twist is now going to get lurked out by Edward in Restroom, and they've just been picked off one at a time here. Property are just walking right into the blender. Not so much of blender, though. I think more of like a punji pit or something like that. You know, they got pushed in one at a time.
Yeah, that's a suggestion for a Photoshop if anyone is interested. Sender ends up going down, and Edward was covering the bomb pretty much the full second half of that round, so no issue at all there. 11-2. I mean, are we looking at 13-2 here? I don't think NaVi are giving up. It feels like the more time passes, the more confident they feel. And Guardian is dropping a ridiculous 17-3-3. What is wrong with this player, really? I mean...
Well, exactly. What is wrong with this player? Why can't he do this every game, Anders? Come now.
Because if he did, then it would be infinite overtime if Kenny played Guardian on any map.
The unstoppable force versus the movable object, is that
Yes, that's actually why. It's like a universal balance kind of thing going on. Edward goes down. Look at this push coming out. Oh no, Guardian gets the kill and seized. It was looking so good for Property. They got the 2v3. They were in the bomb site. They had the bomb, and then in the space of 1 second, due to an M4 and 1 grenade, and that's it, Property lose the lead they just got. And Twist again has to try and carry this through.
It seems like he's comfortable with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's able to just twist out of the way, right?
I hope so.
Smoke. Look at this bait smoke. This is a mind game smoke. This is to draw them out. And this is also to buy time because now Seized, he has to check the angles. He doesn't know. Is he lurking? Is he in the smoke? You know, this is a question, right? Guardian is going to clear up there as well. And Seized is now working his way up towards the A site. But Twist should be able to get a bomb plant out of this. He's working his way through Bank, though, really hoping to catch somebody lurking here from NaVi, but that's just not going to be the case. Seized, the way that this is going to play out, this is heartbreaking. Twist, Seized is going to catch him as he gets right onto this site here.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is definitely very, very unfortunate. He's planning pretty much in the open as well, so Semler, you are exactly right. Bomb does go down, so Seized has a little bit of mercy. I mean, it's kind of like, it's good for Property, but it's not as good as winning the round, which is what they needed.
Yeah, that's pain right there. And this is going to be now, what, the 15th round? 15th round, and they have yet to really be able to have... I mean, it's been too close, but every single time, it seems like NaVi are able to pull through, even in these 1v2 scenarios. The one time that we saw NaVi in danger of losing, essentially, was when they ran into Twist one time after another, like one after another, just like that. Otherwise, it just looked so solid for NaVi this first half.
Yeah, it's been pretty overpowering. Starix moving down close into the tunnels, and he's going to get that shot even while pretty much Flash's grenade is going to rain out as well from Edward to soften up a little bit. He actually gets the kill on Berg, and Edward with a double before he falls down. Twist again alone, 1v2. Pretty good spray control, but not going to get the kill. This grenade won't be finishing off Zeus either. In fact, it does exactly 1 damage at the end there. So Twist going to have to go for this the hard way and 1v2 them without a bomb plant either.
Yeah, he's got the bomb once again. But look at the positioning here from Seized as well. And Twist is expecting that. He's expecting to see somebody up on short. But Seized, all he has to do is let Zeus toy with him. Look at that. Twist trying to pre-fire it, but Seized, he's so patient. He's just waiting for Twist to cross this line. And as soon as he does, bam. Nothing happening for Property. 2 rounds out of their first half. 2 rounds to get on their T side. I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't think that's enough, Anders. I think that is going to be a real struggle for them now, swapping over to the second half.
Right, I mean, they're going to have to show some really incredible play if they want to make it back, because otherwise it's definitely not going to happen. They might be needing just a tiny bit of a break, I suppose, just to get themselves all cool and calm and collective. But no, I don't think 2 rounds is anywhere near enough, sadly, for Property, because they did look like they had something cool going on in the beginning, didn't they? Like, they looked like they knew what they were doing.
No, they had, definitely, they had some... That's the thing, it was at the beginning, right? And it turns into that game of chicken. Who's going to crack first? Who has to eco first? And unfortunately for them, despite the power of the Tech 9 and some close calls with that pistol, they just couldn't deal with the aggression. I think that was the main thing, is the fact that when it came down to it, NaVi decided to play aggressive, decided to set the pace for the game. and Property were never able to actually get back into it or able to keep up because it turned into this just blow for blow punching match, and NaVi seems to come out ahead every single time it happened.
Well, they're going to have to try something different now. And look at NaVi, they're all armored up. This definitely looks like it's going to be some sort of timed rush. And actually, they're just going to go straight in. They see prOp close, and he's not reloaded yet. He's going to end up going down. All armor on the NaVi side, so they are built to try and take this continuous rush. But Property standing their ground. Great work here for the Swedish team. Berg and Sender with a double kill each, and Zeus is going to be alone. 1v3, not an easy position, and especially now that the bomb has not been planted. He does do good damage to Sender, finds Berg as well. Look at Zeus. He's unstoppable, it seems. Looking for Sender, gets him as well, and now it's a 1v1. This has to be on Twist, and he's coming in at a great angle with the USPS, but oh no! He goes back again. Zeus is right there for the picking. He just has to step one more close up. There it is. Twist, he misses the shot, and Zeus will drop him. You've got to be kidding me. That's a triple kill from Zeus in a 1v3. Semler, what the hell did we just see?
That was a blender scenario. That was a blender scenario. That was NaVi running right into a stack from Property on that B site. Property had it as good as it gets as far as the defense is concerned. Just massive crossfires. NaVi ran right into them, and they couldn't get the key shots. If NaVi were hitting nothing but headshots, then yes, okay, NaVi should come out of that ahead. But Property, for them to lose a 1v3 versus Zeus like that, that's a catastrophe. How does that happen? Well, taking a series of 1v1s, essentially, and Twist just a little bit behind on the timing. And also, you got to give it to Zeus, just hitting a sick headshot once he figured out where Twist was.
Well, I think actually the first two kills were down to Property trying to play it safely, but it can be really hard to do that if the other guy if Zeus, who's alone, is playing really aggressively. Like if you realize that he was playing aggressively, which you can't know because it's going to happen so fast, but if you did realize, you'd actually pretty want to group up and try and find him all at the same time. But they were trying to play it safely, so they ended up playing one at a time, essentially. Because he just came and found them wherever they were stacked up. That's a pretty good grenade. C's going to have to be investigated to see if he's bought homing grenades, because that one actually tried to follow Berg, I think it was, yeah. prOp coming in here from the main entrance, and is going to end up going down to 18 health. So this looks like it's going to be a run-around for NaVi. I mean, 15-2 here is hard to deal with.
Yeah, and Schneider, last man alive here, he's about to get backstabbed by Edwards. Not even necessary. Zeus decides to get the job done himself. Of course, you know. He's Zeus, I'm actually really impressed with his level right now. 15, 6, and 7 for him. Although it really feels even, actually. Surprisingly even across the board for NaVi. Everybody's in mid to high teens. I mean, Guardian just now cracks 20 frags, but I mean, it's not for lack of effort. It just seems like everybody's on point now after, again, you know, a rough start to the map. Once they got into the 4th, 5th round, NaVi, everybody seemed to wake up. It doesn't really seem like anybody's lagging behind on this team, underperforming.
No, and actually we've seen iterations of NaVi in the past as well, where they have been just incredibly good all across the board. We've seen matches, whole matches, where Starix and Zeus are the two top fraggers, which is not supposed to be the case, but they really can do it. But then they get into these weird slumps where nothing seems to be working. But this is not one of those days, definitely not. Great match, great performance from NaVi here. Edward is going to drop Sender, prOp, and Berg are left, and there's not a lot that they can do either. prOp trapped in the background. Great grenade and great follow-up shot. 2v2 now. Property, they have these streaks where they seem to be able to fight back, but is it going to be enough in this 2v2?
Patience is key here. 45 seconds, and they actually have Berg rotating back around to look for a different angle. He's going to jump right into Guardian, and Guardian picks up the remaining frag.